having conscious awareness around where you are making yourself smaller so other people can feel better about themselves will help you transform. Hi, everyone. My name is Melinda Van Fleet, and I'm an intuitive and energetic empowerment mentor. And today we're going to talk about this. That is the concept of making yourself feel smaller because you felt someone's energy and they made you feel uncomfortable. So you dimmed your light. Yes, Facebook meme. You dimmed your light. But it actually makes things worse for you and doesn't help the other person. And if you are going to show up as the leader you are, especially if you're a coach, a mentor, a leader, a mom, a dad, whatever, we all are teachers in some way, shape, or form on a daily basis. We all are teachers. You're not doing that person any favors, and you're not showing up as the teacher you are meant to be. So it goes even deeper than you just dimming your light and that being an energetic. It goes deeper into really showing up in your purpose in this world, in this lifetime. So I have continually been hit over the years for a very long time. I'm 54, about how I dress. And the concept of being put together is actually something I have used before in my content. I've written blogs about it on other people's website. I think there might be on my website. Actually, one of my very best podcasts that got the most amount of listens and the most amount of comments on social media was titled Triggered by a Striped Top. And it was on the Crush It in Sales podcast. And I also wrote a blog about it on medium.com. You can probably find it out there if you Google Triggered by a Striped Top and Melinda Van Fleet. And it shares the story of when I moved to New York City back in 1996, before the internet, before cell phones. And I thought I looked great going to my job at Saks Fifth Avenue. I was in the buying office at Saks Fifth Avenue. I was super excited. It was maybe like my first week, not my first day, but my first week. And I showed up wearing a jumper, truly like a jumper from J. Crew, which to me was a big deal at the time. J. Crew catalog was a very popular way to shop. I want to say it was $80, which to me was kind of pricey at the time. Could still be considered pricey to someone out there. At the time, that was a big deal. And I had a polyester ribbed knit striped red, white, and black striped turtleneck on underneath this jumper, right? And then I had opaque tights and black lug-soled loafers that were actually new. But what ended up happening was my boss, her name was Janelle, pulled me into her office super fast when I started and was like, that outfit is a no. And she tore me to shreds. She tore me to shreds on my outfit. At the same time, she also taught me a lot, and I really appreciated that. I appreciated that she taught me how to look for clothes and build a wardrobe and not feel like you have to spend a lot of money. It was more about taste level in building a wardrobe. And I was also very lucky, to give credit to my family, that my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother also always dressed very well, like very put together with jewelry and things like that. So I had it in me. I had just gotten out of college and then had this job in Chicago. So the dressing was just a little different from Chicago to New York, and I was still so new in my career. Anywho, this changed the trajectory of how I viewed how I dress, right? And how I view myself as showing up as a business professional, working for Saks Fifth Avenue, like premier retailer, hello, working with designers, all the things. It just shaped everything at a very young age. I was only, 24, 25, 1996. I can't do the math like that, but whatever. I'm 54 now. You can do the math. And it was so impactful, right? As I go down my career, as I go through the years, I realize that I actually trigger people that are not as put together. Okay? I'm not trying to do that from a bad place, but I realize that I cannot dim my light and show up looking less than to make them feel better. I can't do that. And I'm not even saying that I'm all that in a bag of chips. It's like really not a big deal, but I feel that energy. And I've actually had comments over the years in my career. I've had comments. So where I'm going with this is just an example of how people are, and it can be relatable to something else in your life. It doesn't have to be about clothes. It could be about something else. It could be about something you're really gifted at or skilled in, or something you like to do. It could be a hobby. It could be anything. But it shows up in other people's envy and comparison and judgment, and you feel that energy, and then you want to shrink. You want to shrink. But you can't shrink, because that ends up hurting you, and you are responsible for you. You are responsible for you, not the other person. Like, the whole aspect of being a people pleaser comes into play here, and that is just so not good. I'm going to say it, just spit it out. That is not good. People pleasing in many different forms is not something that should be commended by any means. And this is just one of those aspects, right? So then further, what ends up happening is you have to trust that if you continue to show up in your power as yourself, as your authentic self, as you like to be energetically, which is then going to lead to happiness and joy and good health and success and all these things, because they're all bundled together, that you will end up helping them, because hopefully it's a positive mirror, and they, on their timeline, with no expectations of you, and you're not trying to force anything, just keep showing up in your light, that they may actually go, well, I'm going to stop judging this chick, and maybe I should look at something here. Maybe I should ask her some questions. Hey, I've noticed that you kind of got it together with your wardrobe, and any tips? Where do you shop? How did you do that? Like, I'm more than happy to share tips with people, obviously, right? Do this YouTube, lots of content out there that I've created over the years. So my point is that you want to keep going and be the leader and teacher that you are. So you help create a ripple effect, and you help other people in the process. Again, their timeline, no judgment, no attachments, no expectations. Just keep showing up. You will be so surprised at how things will then happen if you just let go of all of that and just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. And again, if they don't, that's fine. That's on them, and you can't, change everyone, and you can't, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink. And I've said lots of other things in some of my other videos that are in alignment to that. But it is important for you not to change who you are and what you feel good about in whatever that you're doing, whether it's how you look, how you have a gift that you wish to share with the world, and it makes you happy. So I hope you liked this video. I have so much to say on this topic, but I'm just going to leave it at this. And your challenge today is to just think about this. Is there something that you feel you get judged for, and you often feel like you want to shrink? So again, I've talked about this topic over the years. You can Google "triggered by a striped top" and see if you can find it. Maybe I'll try to put the link in later. But I've talked about this topic before, and I feel it's coming up again in a certain situation. And so I've kind of been pondering it a lot lately and felt like sharing it today. So anyhow, so that's it for now. MelindaVanFleet.com, and have a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye.